Konnichiwa, it's Codebreaker146 here, yet again with another video, and today I'm doing Royal Rumble 2012, the review, going along with my Royal Rumble review series. So yeah, we've done 15, 2014, 2013, and we're going to go down from here all the way to Royal Rumble 2000, like a countdown, you know, from 12 to 0. We've done a couple, so yeah, we're going to try to keep going. If I want to keep going with the Royal Rumble review series, I will. I'm trying to do one every other day or something like that to try to fit it in my schedule. I'm getting my microphone very soon. By the time this video comes out, it'll already be delivered. And I don't think I'll be able to do any videos until possibly this weekend. So let me go ahead and just say it. Happy New Year's. Hope you all had a wonderful 2015. If you didn't, time for improvement for New Year's in 2016. So yeah, hopefully you guys have a wonderful time on New Year's. Stay up all night, drink champagne. If you're not old enough to drink champagne, apple cider is the way to go. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this Royal Rumble review. I'm gonna go ahead and first off and say, I'm gonna be the first one to say this was a solid show. This was the epitome of a solid show to me. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't bad. It wasn't fantastic, great, blow my mind, Money in the Bank 2011. It was good. It was a good, solid show. There was some strengths, there were some weaknesses, there were some pros, there were some cons that I can bring up, and I'm going to bring them up in this review. And we kicked off the night in this show. Triple threat steel cage match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Bryan, Daniel Bryan, the World Heavyweight Champion, Mark Henry, and the Big Show. Now we're just coming off we're just coming off TLC 2011 where Bryan cashed in, and it was a big shocker. And then before that we had Henry and Big Show clashing in I think it was Vengeance, Survivor Series, and then TLC. So they had a lot of matches, and then this feud was it kind of evolved into Big Show and Daniel Bryan, because, you know, I think this was the point where they had, it might have been in this build or Elimination Chamber, where AJ Lee gets clobbered by the Big Show, and then they had this whole thing where it was just Big Show and Daniel Bryan. But Henry had his rematch clause instead of the Big Show. Henry kind of felt the third wheel. I like their dynamic, but this match not so much. Like, I like the whole two big guys, and then Daniel Bryan's kind of stuck in the middle, because Mark Henry was a monster heel at this time. Like, Mark Henry was believable. Mark Henry was an amazing World Heavyweight Champion, and like, you can't say that he wasn't. He was a dominant monster heel who carried that title for 3 months or whatever, and even at the time it was a really good run. I really thought this was Mark Henry's year in 2011, and 2012 wasn't his year because he missed most of it due to injury and not being on the show. So yeah, kind of missed out on this, but Daniel Bryan had an amazing 2012, I felt. But kicking off 2012 with this, I didn't like this match really whatsoever. I didn't care for it personally. It was a very short steel cage match. I know it's the opener and all, and it didn't need to be 25 minutes and just kind of drag along, but it needed to be a little bit longer than it was, and I felt like they could have gone a little bit longer and stuff. The finish was good. Bryan winning was good. There was nothing, no complaints there. The way Bryan won was, like I said, it was good in the finish. But again, like I said, match was not that great, but it advanced the story between these two, and between Big Show and Daniel Bryan, because Mark Henry was injured at this time, and Mark Henry would be injured for months to come, and he wouldn't show up until Mania 28. Or he wouldn't have a match until Mania 28. So yeah, then after this was the 8 Diva tag. It was Kelly, Alicia Fox, Tamina, and Eve Torres versus the Bella Twins, Natalya and Beth Phoenix. I got to say, I watched it back, and it was actually a solid Divas tag match. I mean, they didn't get that much time, but they got enough time to do what they needed to do, and it was a solid Divas tag match. It didn't, to me, it didn't get boring at all, and I thought they went out there and they produced a solid match. And at the end, Beth Phoenix wins with the Glam Slam and pins Kelly. So there you go. So not bad. Then we would jump to Cena and Kane. Not a good match at all. Not a good feud. I knew they had to give Cena something to do before he goes off to his big match with Dwayne, The Rock Johnson, at WrestleMania 28. But I mean, this was they tried, like Cena and Kane tried, but it just wasn't there, and they didn't click. They didn't do anything. Kane was just, I didn't really care for Kane, like this whole embrace the hate, and then they got Eve Torres involved, and they got Zack Ryder involved, and it just wasn't good. It definitely was not good for Zack Ryder's career, because he lost the U.S. title. He was put in a wheelchair. He was like driven off the stage by Kane. He was chokeslammed through the stage once, and then he was chokeslammed on a barge, if anybody remembers that. So Zack Ryder spelled disaster for his career, like even getting anywhere near John Cena or Kane. So this feud was just not good, and this match wasn't good, and it ended in countout. The brawl after the match wasn't good at all either. I mean, they just kind of threw each other down on the ground and backstage, and then Kane saw Zack Ryder's dressing room, took Zack out, then Eve Torres came out, he tombstoned Zack Ryder. John Cena came back for the save, got chokeslammed, and then Kane, I mean, I know you're building up Kane to be a monster heel at this point, but it was just like, there's just such a weird finish in how it all, came about and stuff. And then they would main event Elimination Chamber 2012. Imagine that, 2 Elimination Chamber matches. One was an opener, and then one for the... I mean, I know Punk was a champion and Bryan was a champion, so, I mean, everybody could really care less about those 2 guys. So, yeah, we'll just put Cena and Kane in the main event, which was stupid. It was an ambulance match. An ambulance match went on last at Elimination Chamber between these 2 jokers. Oh, man. Then, so, yeah, whatever. Brodus Clay, Drew McIntyre. Brodus Clay wins squash match, whatever. Ziggler Punk WWE Championship match. Punk was the champion, as you know, and Ziggler was the challenger, and John Laurinaitis was special guest referee. John Laurinaitis and CM Punk to me had a really good feud. I really enjoyed their interaction. I thought they went off and interacted well with one another. Punk being a rebellious, champion, blah 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 blah. Not necessarily copycat in Austin, but it took elements from that, and then they did the whole special guest referee. With Johnny, Big Johnny, hashtag People Power, and yeah, he was kind of the special guest enforcer, and then he counted the 3 at the end. Lots of good back and forth, false finishes, and especially near the end, it was really good as well. But Punk would win with the GTS, with Laurinaitis watching on, then he would count to 3, yada yada yada. CM Punk wins. Really good match here. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and it would be a... then we would get into it with Elimination Chamber, and they had a good Elimination Chamber match there with Punk defending his title in the Chamber. So, yeah. And then the feud would progress on, because at this point they were doing... Laurinaitis was going to get fired because he was being evaluated by Triple H the next night on Raw. And if you don't remember that segment, Triple H was about to fire him, and then The Undertaker came out and he returned him, and that was really cool. So check that video out on YouTube, because Triple H, his reaction when that gong hits gives me chills. I don't know why. It's just the way he has this intense look on his face, and then, I mean, it's really good. You should check it out when John Laurinaitis gets evaluated for his job. Very good. And then, Laurinaitis would try to make Punk's life pretty much a living hell from that point on, especially at WrestleMania. Yada yada, I'm getting ahead of myself, but whatever. Then we had the 30-man Royal Rumble match. Oh, man. There's a lot of different feelings in this Royal Rumble, and there's a lot. Miz and Truth started, and then I believe it was Miz and Riley. I can't remember. I watched this Royal Rumble about a month ago, but Miz, Riley, and Truth were the first couple guys in there. I thought it was good to have Miz be in there, and then Cody Rhodes would come out. Cody Rhodes had a great performance in the Royal Rumble. I thought he did wonderful in this, and I thought he was really going to win it. Watching this back in 2012, because he was actually my front runner. Him and Wade Barrett were my front runners to win. And Cody Rhodes was the IC champ. He tossed out a couple legends, you know what I mean? He was down near the end until he got eliminated by Big Show, him and The Miz. But, man, there was a lot of different cool elements in this. You had Ricardo, Santino, and Mick Foley interaction. More of the younger talent was... in this match more than just kind of just random other guys. A lot of more of a jobber Royal Rumble at some points, and there wasn't a lot of star power. And they had a Road Dogg return. Mick Foley was in there a little bit. There's only a couple guys that could actually win. There was Rhodes, Barrett, Orton, Sheamus and Jericho. But even then, I didn't think Sheamus was going to win. So there's only a couple guys that can win, just like every year, but it was just like not a lot of contenders in this match at all. Like Hunico was in there, just both Primo and Epico were in there. One of the Usos were in there, so there wasn't a lot of star power in there. And then they had all three commentators. They even had Ziggler come back after the match, and then Big Show came out. So they had the guys from their previous matches come out, and I never really liked that. So there wasn't a lot of star power in this Royal Rumble, and you can see how kind of weak the roster was. But I got to tell you, the best part of this Royal Rumble is the final two between Sheamus and Chris Jericho. If they have a separate video of those two going at it for a good, I don't know how long, but it was a very long time, more than 5 minutes, of those guys killing each other. Those guys had me on the edge of my seat just watching to see if they were going to get eliminated. Jericho and Sheamus put on one of the best final twos that I have ever seen in a Royal Rumble, and that's what I love in a Royal Rumble. A good final four and a final two, to give drama to see who is going to win, because everybody was like, yep, Jericho is winning. I didn't think so, but everybody, yep, Jericho is winning. He just returned with that whole the end of the world is as you know it, or whatever. So everybody's like, yep, Jericho's winning. He's facing Punk at WrestleMania. He did, but he didn't win the Royal Rumble. Sheamus would face Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. We all know the whole 18 seconds. But man, just such a good final two. And I think that this Royal Rumble is a solid Royal Rumble. It's not a bad Royal Rumble. It's actually pretty entertaining and a fun Royal Rumble. It's not a great Royal Rumble. It's it's a solid, fun, and just like the show, it's solid and fun. And but yeah, I mean, no complaints in this Royal Rumble. Sheamus, you established him as a brand new star and a brand new babyface star, and actually people got behind him at this point, and they weren't bored of him as quickly as they were when years went on. So that was cool here. And again, like I said, solid show, solid Royal Rumble. I recommend you go back and watching it. It's a decent show if you need to kill 3 hours, and go for it, because this is the show for you. But anyway, guys, this is me signing off. Comment down what you thought about the Royal Rumble 2012, and yeah, leave a like if you like this video. Stay tuned for more videos. Subscribe if you haven't already. I have a huge announcement that I want to let the world know in a couple of days, but that will be with WWE 2K16 gameplay in the background and more games and stuff like that. YWC Royal Rumble. If you want to sign up for it, just say I'm in if you haven't already. I already have everybody's YWC Royal Rumble numbers, but that can change if people sign up for it. But yeah, thank you for watching, and deuces.